Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be ranking each of the new 2020 NFL uniforms. There are 7 new uniforms. The Browns, Falcons, Buccaneers, Patriots, Colts, Chargers, and Rams have all updated their uniforms or rebranded entirely. Today we'll rank these from the worst uniform down to the best. Coming in at the number 7 spot are the Colts new uniforms. These aren't that bad honestly, but they're pretty much the same as their old uniforms with a few minor changes. They created a secondary logo which looks alright and changed the text on their helmets, but overall they didn't really change their unis, so this is why they came in at the last spot. I don't think that they really need to change their uniforms because the old ones they had were pretty clean, but I think that if they changed them to a completely different look, it would have been a lot more interesting to see what they could have done, as they've had the pretty much same uniforms for the past 15 to 20 years. And the number 6 spot we have the Browns rebrand. The Browns basically changed their unis back into their old gear from the early 2010s. These uniforms aren't very interesting and are kind of bland honestly. I also didn't mind their uniforms from before this either. I don't know, I just feel like they didn't really need to change their unis. A lot of people like these new ones though. I think that they look fine, but like I said, they're kind of the same as their old jerseys and gear. Moving into the number 5 spot, I have the Falcons new uniforms. These are alright, honestly. The Falcons' old uniforms were fine, but I think that they did need to update them and change their look. And unlike the Browns and Colts, the Falcons made a pretty drastic change to their uniforms. The all-whites and throwback uniforms are actually pretty cool looking, and the all-black is okay too. The red and black mix is probably my least favorite combo, but overall these aren't too bad. Anyways, in the number 4 spot, we have the Patriots new uniforms. These are okay in my opinion. I feel like the Patriots didn't really need to change their uniforms because their old ones were pretty good looking, but with Tom Brady leaving, I feel like it's the end of an era and that they needed to rebrand as they moved on from Brady. The all blue uniform is probably my favorite, and these are pretty clean honestly. And they aren't that different from their old look, but they look good. Now, my top 3 uniform rebrands were actually pretty hard to rank. I kind of feel like all of these are interchangeable, but in the number 3 spot, I have the LA Rams new uniforms. Now hear me out. I feel like for a lot of people, this is probably one of the worst rebrands. Yes, their new logo and unis are a little weird and funny looking, but I kind of like them. At first, I didn't really like them when they were released, but ever since they've been out, they've kind of grown on me. I think that their logo isn't that bad honestly, and I actually really like their all blue uniforms. Their helmet is also pretty good looking. The blue-yellow combo is alright, and the all grayish-white uniform is okay as well. These uniforms aren't bad, but the Rams did change their logo already, like a couple of years ago anyway, so I don't think that they really needed to change their look, honestly, but I do like the new uniforms. At number 2, I have the LA Chargers new look. Some people have these as their best new uniforms, and I can see why. They look really good, honestly, they do. But I think that they kind of look the same as their old unis, and honestly, I don't think that they needed to change their unis as well. Their old ones were pretty good, but kind of like the Patriots, I feel like they felt that they needed to change their unis because of Philip Rivers' departure and just the beginning of a new era with Justin Herbert. And the all dark blue uniforms are pretty good, and I like the powder blue uniforms with the yellow pants as well. And if I'm being honest, pretty much every combo looks clean and sleek, which is actually pretty impressive. And finally at number 1, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the Bucs, I think that these are just the perfect uniforms for them. They're not too flashy like their old uniforms, but are still dope looking. Now, they're kind of the same as their old uniforms from the early 2000s and 2010s, but they just look so good. I don't know if it's just me, but they are definitely without a doubt a huge upgrade over their old uniforms. At the end of the day, none of these new rebrands are bad or absolutely terrible. Some are just better than others. Anyways, those are just my thoughts and opinions on the 7 new NFL rebrands, and thanks for watching. Have a good day. Let me know what you think of them in the comments.